Welcome back, everyone! This is Jeronitis bringing you Feed the Beast 1.6. Today we are starting on episode 56. Actually, I titled last episode 54 and I was wrong. It is 55 for last episode and 56 for this episode. Very little time has actually passed in between episodes. I did a couple of quick things in a test world to make sure that what I was planning would work, and as far as I can tell, it is actually going to work very well. So we're going to go ahead and make this. We need Arcane, Nature, Ice, and Lightning, and we should be able to do that easily enough. Thankfully, we already had the Arcane, so that simplifies things quite a bit. Nature? Was it nature? It was nature. Excellent. So the arcane essence, it dropped off of the. No, why am I doing this to myself? I again am not remembering the stupid name of the assassins. I'd ask my wife, but I know she won't know either. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Nothing. She doesn't know. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. I was hoping she'd like pipe up in the background and be like, "Oh well, that's this guy." Fred. Fred. She says it's Fred's. Oh, cool. I got got to keep the arcane essence. That was pretty cool. She says it's Fred's fault. So, dang it, Fred. Why are you magical assassin? For now on, we will call them Fred. We will. They're Hecates. They're called Hecates. It finally came to me. But from now on, Hecates shall be known as Fred. We shall fear Fred and loathe Fred, for he is an evil person, and we shall despise him greatly. Stupid Fred. Alright, so we need a diamond so that we can make the high essence core, because it doesn't actually run off of the other. High essence core, base essence core, life, and ender. And that should, yay, we're making a high essence core. Ow. Alright, so excellent. This should make very nicely. And if I'm really lucky, it won't use any of the items. Come on! Keep all the items. My luck, it'll keep the diamond. Since I'm using light essence, or light power, it has the possibility of not using items. So it could actually create two of the high essence cores, or it could create one and not use one of the items, or all of the items, or I mean, it can go any way. Let's see how we turn out, and oh well, it didn't use the high essence core. So yeah, I'm not going to argue with that one at all. So we can put away all of the extra essences, because now we have what's necessary to make the daylight spell. Alright, so when we are making the daylight spell, we're going to need a book, actually. Alright, so, you know, I don't like being shorter than the table. That's very annoying, actually. Alright, so we're going to go with self. We're going to go with daylight. And that is it. So we're going to call this, let's see, what should we name this? We're going to name this the call morning spell. Yeah, that works. It's going to be the call morning spell. Alright, so as it showed us before, to do anything with self, we need Vintium Dust, a Lesser Focus, and Neutral Essence. So for the actual daylight part, we need a Sunstone, Clock, and Pure Essence. So we need to go back downstairs. We need to grab a Sunstone. Again, not a big deal since I gathered those all up in the Nether that in between episodes that one time. I was about to say, since I did that in that episode, no you didn't. I didn't? No, I didn't. It wasn't during an episode, it was in between. So that's fine, whatever. What was I doing again? What were we talking about? Okay, blah, 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 blah. I know I came down here for 2 items. Oh, that's right, a clock. So we need some clock. And we're going to, actually probably going to make more than one clock just because I know. Actually, maybe we won't run with too many clocks because we're actually starting to run low on gold. Wow, we're running low on gold? We have more diamonds than gold? What's wrong with that picture? Wow, I have been using the tar out of some gold. Oh well, all these diamond chests probably don't help that very much. Alright, so a clock is going to be redstone surrounded by gold. So now we have the clock. Alrighty, so is there anything else that I need down here? Blank room, Vintium, lesser focus, sunstone. No. Okay, good. So we should be able to now use this. Let's see. We're going to need to take this book off of here, put this book on here. We're going to need one of the lesser focuses. We're going to need a blank rune. We're going to need one spell parchment. And we're going to need a Vintium dust. I think that was it. Well, the neutral essence, which I actually did not take the time to put together. Oh, that's right, the alm. See, I knew there was something else I was forgetting. I knew it. Alm, okay. 8 alm. Okay, we're still good on alm for now. Thank God I found enough of it. Alm can be actually very, very annoying to find. But we're not going to get alm into that. Yeah, that was pretty horrible. Do we have enough? Guess not. Alright, that was enough. So then sunstone, clock. Goodbye, pure essence. You were a pain in the butt to make. And oh, because I dropped all of the clocks instead of just one. And that should be that. Alright, so now we have our call morning spell. Since we are at, wow, basically noontime, that's not going to be very useful for me. But let's choose what we want it to look like. I want it to look like the sun in the sky. That works for me. And excellent. So the reason we have this is because I can actually carry this around, and anytime the sun goes down, I can cast it. And that would be awesome. It would turn it to daytime. So I would actually display this for you, except it's already daytime! So we actually have to wait about 5 minutes for the sun to go down so I can display this. Whatever shall we do for 5 minutes? We're going to go put together the other pieces that I need to make the build that I want to make work. And the other thing I'm going to need is going to be a daylight sensor. Okay, daylight sensors were added by Vanilla Minecraft. As you can see right here, it says Minecraft because it's a vanilla thing. And daylight sensors take the amount of sun in the sky, or the amount of sunlight they receive, and turn it into a redstone signal. The more sunlight they receive, the higher the redstone signal is, and the further distance it will travel. So we're going to make one of these, and I'll show you exactly how this is going to be useful here in just a second. Where, oh where is my... Oh, crap. I don't have any netherrack. I don't have any nether quartz. So I guess we're going to run to the nether real quick, and hopefully there'll be some close to where we come through, which I already know isn't true, considering I've already been here and mined out most of the good stuff. Oh god, I never did anything with those either. Or this. Yeah, this is... Yeah, Sunday. Oh, excellent. Well, I didn't actually expect that to work out that nicely. But excellent. And now, how do I get back up out of here? I'll tell you how. We have a nifty spell, and I say, take me home. Bingo! Isn't that awesome? And I am... away from my house because you travel further, but you know what? Take me back to my bed. Bingo. And that fast, that simple, we are out of the nether and back home. I love Ars Magica. I love it. They do such awesome things in Ars Magica. There's so much fun to be had with this. Now, let's see. Glass is over here. And now we can make a daylight sensor. Alright, so why would we need a daylight sensor, you might ask? Well, as it turns out, there are several things that we can use this for. The daylight sensor can be used to turn lights on when the sun goes down, because when the sun goes down, then you need lights, and you can attach it to them so it would have a sort of switch. That is one thing you can do with them, and I'm still not seeing what I'm looking for. I am going to have to do something about this inventory system. It's just not working out very well at the moment. Perhaps I don't have any made. Perhaps I don't have any made. Alright, fine. We'll make a couple. Need another piece of glass. We're going to make a cobblestone transport pipe, which should be that. Excellent. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get some gravel. And with the gravel, we're going to, you know what? No, I did make these before because I have pipe plugs. How can I have pipe plugs if I haven't made a cobblestone structure pipe? Cobblestone structure pipes are necessary to make pipe plugs. So I've done this. I was thinking I hadn't. Anyway, but I have, and therefore I don't need to worry about that again. Alright, so we have the cobblestone structure pipe, we have a gate. Gate's going to be very useful in this case. And we have a daylight sensor. Now, what do all these things have to do with a daylight spell? Well, as it turns out, I can use Ars Magica to make my world a permanent day world. When you're using Mistcraft, you can actually try to, through using different modifiers while creating a world, you can have the world come in with the sun stuck at noontime, or rising or setting, but either way, you can have it stuck as a permanent daytime thing. And that can be really cool for several great reasons. If it's never anything but daytime, then you never have to worry about monsters coming and getting you at night. No big deal because monsters, well, they just don't happen. It's always daytime, monsters don't spawn, and wow, that placed kind of funny. The other thing is, I can use this to make it so that my bees run all the time. And I just sorted the stupid redstone that I know I needed. How stupid am I? And yes, at least that's stupid. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to put the caster out. The caster is going to... Actually, I need to link the caster, I think. Oh, good. Look, it's nighttime. This will actually work almost instantly. Okay, so we need to link this to this. And that should be charging it up rather quickly and nicely. Now we should be able to check its charge like this. Why is it charging so slowly? Well, either way, it should charge... Oh, okay, yeah, I remember now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to place this cobblestone structure pipe here. And we are going to put this gate on it. Okay, then from the gate we're going to run redstone, like such. And we are going to put the daylight sensor here. Now, since it's nighttime, you can see that there's no redstone signal coming through here. So now, because I need to do this at least once to make sure that it's actually going to function correctly, we're going to go ahead and right now cast the daylight spell. So as you can see, there's the moon rising, and I say, let there be light. Ding! Ah! Awesome! It's daytime! the spell works, which is always nice. The sun is rising right there. Excellent. Rising in the east. Duh. Where'd the sun go? Oh. But anyway, as you see, now that the sun is coming up, we have a full, solid redstone signal. So that's going to work nicely. When the sun goes down, we lose our redstone signal, which is exactly what we want to have happen. Okay, now this is a caster block. A caster block has a very intricate casting GUI, a way to see things. So anyway, when you want, the caster can cast any spell that you put into it as long as it has the raw power to do so. The raw power is being supplied by my nexuses. We're up to 1500. Ooh, ah. Anyway, so we're going to look inside here, and in this GUI, what you want to do is take the spell that you want to cast and put it in the center. For it to, now you notice that for me to cast it, it's 3125. For it to cast it, it's 3125. But that alone, it doesn't know to actually do this. What it needs next, it needs to know what casting mode that you want it to be cast in. So when you put these particular things in here, like a lesser focus being put in there, would make it cast it in a diminished state. If you were to put a wow, I don't think I have any of the other focuses. That's kind of funny. Alright, there's the other... Why is it not showing me the Ars Magica focuses? Oh, they are. I'm just too stupid to see them. The lesser focus, the standard focus, would cast it in standard mode, and then the greater focus would cast it in augmented mode. This spell doesn't actually matter what mode you cast it in, so we're going to put the lesser focus in because casting it in a higher version is only going to make it cost more. So we're going to put the lesser focus here. The lesser focus here lets the game know that this caster block is going to cast whatever spell is in the center in a diminished casting mode. Okay, that leaves us with 2 more slots open. Those 2 slots can be done a couple of things with. Specifically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in charge focuses. Charge focuses allow this machine to charge faster. As you were seeing it before, it was charging rather slowly. Now you can see it's charging a lot faster. Instead of charging by tens, it's now charging by hundreds. So that's going to allow this to charge faster. The other thing we can do is to put in mana focuses. The mana focuses, each of those is going to decrease what it actually costs to cast the spell. So if I were to take these mana focuses right here, and I were to take these and replace the charge focus with a mana focus, it doesn't actually show you here that you're doing diminished, that is costing less to cast it. However, it actually is, strangely enough. But it's not actually going to show the discount. I don't know if that's a glitch or if that's just if that's intended, or I don't know exactly how that's supposed to work, but that's what's going on. So we are almost to noontime already, so excellent. We are doing very well in this. As you can see, we now have 7,900, 8,000. The total capacity for this machine is 10,000. And when you have enough for it to be cast, the letters are green right here, or the numbers are green. And when you don't have enough, the letters turn red. So right now we have enough for it to cast the Call Morning spell. So what we want to do now is we want to have this so that this is emitting a redstone signal. It is emitting a 4-block redstone signal, and you can see that even at the top it says the power is 15, and then 14, 13. This can actually go quite a long ways, and that's because we're at full noon. So as the sun starts to set, you'll see this power going down. And eventually, when this block right here, when the power goes down to 0, it will no longer, this gate will no longer be receiving a redstone signal. So in this gate, we want to set it up so that if the redstone signal is off, we want it to emit a redstone signal. Okay, so the daylight sensor is creating a redstone signal because of the sun in the sky. So when this happens, As the sun sets, the redstone signal generated by the daylight sensor will diminish, and it'll get less and less and less. Eventually, this particular piece of redstone right here will lose its redstone signal. And because this is right next to the gate is currently receiving a redstone signal. When the sun sets far enough, this block will no longer receive a redstone signal. This gate will say, hey, I just lost my redstone signal, and because it has no redstone signal, it will emit a redstone signal. So when the sun goes down and this loses its redstone signal, this is going to cast a redstone signal, and because of that, it will put a redstone signal into this caster. And when the caster receives a redstone signal, it will cast the spell that is in it. So the theory is that when the sun goes down, this will cast the spell and make the sun go back to dawn. So in theory, as long as I have this set up the way I currently have it set up, we will never see true nighttime. It will be daylight forever in the overworld. I like the idea of that. Now, why would I do such a thing? Well, like I said earlier, not having monsters spawn is a pretty nice thing. Okay? Not only not having monsters spawn, but every time it goes to nighttime, my bees stop working. They don't work in the night. Some of them do, but most of them do not. Okay? The fact is that you can actually genetically alter them using the extra bees mod to make them work at night. But I've done that before. It's kind of involved, and I actually will do it when I get into the extra bees mod. But for now, I've decided that I'm going to use Ars Magica to make it so that my bees will work all the time. So the other thing that I want to do is I want to make it so that it never rains unless I want it to. Okay? The Ars Magica mod also has a Banish Rain spell. Let's see. Let's find this. We're going to put this in here. And we're going to go back over to here. And it's under Utility again. And it should be down here. Banish Rain. Okay. So the Banish Rain spell will get rid of rain when it starts to rain. So we're going to put a self on here. And we're going to search for Banish Rain. So now we can do that, and we're going to call this, I really, really want to type in rain, rain, go away, but that's a bit long. So we're going to call this, there we go. We're going to call this Rain X. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I might get in trouble with the people who actually make the product Rain X. We're gonna call it. We're gonna call it the ex-wife. And my wife Rain. If you watch any of my Honeymooners series, you'll understand. My wife is Rain, so if I banish Rain, I can call this spell the ex-wife. Oh, that was bad. I'm sorry? Yes, my wife informs me that my series is going to be canceled here in just a minute. Due to sudden death. You know. Oh, God, that was horrible. Anyway. Okay. Wow, Banish Rain doesn't take a lot to make. It's just a little bit of gold and I can get rid of you, honey. Okay, so Blank Rune, Vintium Dust, Lesser Focus, Essence, Blue Rune, Gold Ingot. So, wow, this doesn't actually take much to make at all. So, Vintium Dust, Blank Rune, Lesser Focus. Is the sun going down yet? Oh, yep, the sun's starting to go down. All right, you know what? We're just going to keep this as the focus point for right now. As you can see, we're counting down. So now we see that we're at power 5, And we're going to watch it count down and watch this sucker work for the first time. Wow, this is definitely not in seconds. 4, yay! If I walk away, I'll miss it. I just know that I will. Alright, so should I watch this countdown to 0 or should I watch the sun? I think we're going to watch the sun because I think it'll be cooler to actually see the sun disappear over there and reappear on the other side. Alright. Come on, baby, work for me. Anytime now. Anytime now. Ding! Yes! It automatically skipped the night. How awesome is that? Alright, how much power did it use? Oh wow, it used more than it should have, actually. Significantly more than it should have. That might be a problem. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, so when the redstone signal died here, this emitted a redstone signal, which then cast the spell. But as soon as because when it emitted the redstone signal, it put a redstone signal through the dust. When it put the redstone signal through the dust, that lit it up, and that changed the conditional here to redstone signal off. That was then false because it had a redstone signal. It was the redstone signal that it provided, but it was still a redstone signal, so it then turned off. When it turned off, the redstone signal went away, so it activated again. So it actually cast the spell like, well, based on how much power was used, it probably cast the spell 3 times. So that's a thing. That shouldn't actually be a problem as long as I don't run out of magic power. Well, actually, even if I were to run it, because I've got 2 light nexuses here. One's running in the daytime and one runs at nighttime. But since I don't need one that runs at nighttime, since I'll never have nighttime anymore, then I should only ever need this one. Wow, this one's still at 99%. Why is this thing at 60%? You attached to that. You attached to that. And now, me, stop being a bat. Come here. Alright, so now, wow, these light nexuses really don't carry a whole lot of charge, do they? Although, I guess it makes sense, because this actually had quite a bit to go. It was actually kind of annoying that that wasn't like that. Okay, but yeah, so we're back at 100%, and this is at 72%, so I don't know how this is going to work out, if it's going to work out very well, but we will find out over the next several episodes. At some point, if it becomes nighttime, then I will know that it has used more power than it can sustain. And if that happens, well, then I'll have to deal with it. But for now, this works. Alright, so what was I doing? I was trying to create a banish wife, rain, I love you, spell. And, ironically enough, it uses gold, which we are already running low on. But that's okay, it only requires 1 gold ingot, and we should be able to get this sucker going. However, I know to make the spell. I know how the spell works. What I actually don't know is, ooh, I'm throwing stuff in here randomly, and wow, okay, was it keeping track? It was keeping track even though I didn't have the book on there? How did it do that? Ooh, now that's an interesting concept. If it's keeping track without the book, can you make spells without the book if you just know the elements? That's kind of interesting. And a very quick and easy way to make your wife forget that you're making jokes about getting rid of her. Wow, if y'all could see the look I'm getting right now. Alrighty, so what kind of anti-rain spell could we make this look like? What looks like a no more rain spell symbol thing? How about we just go with something really horribly mean and nasty looking, since that's the the look I'm getting. There we go. There we go. That's close to the look I'm getting. That's really close to the look I'm getting. Now we have a rain away spell. And it only costs 93 mana to cast. Excellent. So now I got to figure out how to make it so that when it rains, the caster will know it's raining and therefore cast the rain away spell. So I got to figure that out. And since I don't know how that's going to work, we're going to end the episode here. Yay! Alrighty, so I think I've done something pretty nifty. I think it's actually going to be a very fun thing to have happen. We'll play around with it a little bit and make sure it's going to continue to function. In between episodes, I'm probably going to go and try to do some trading with villagers. Let's see about my emeralds real quick before I actually wrap up. Let's see, we wound up with 27 emeralds, plus a little. That's fine. And in here, we have molten copper, and blood. Yummy. Alright, so like me if you like me, subscribe if you want to see what craziness I get up to next, and as always, help spread the gaming.